that is going to help you feel like the baddest bitch and so in conviction and certain about yourself. And if you're having feelings of imposter syndrome or not being good enough, I'm not saying that you are a fraud, but what I am saying is, why wouldn't you want to improve yourself, right? Like, why wouldn't you want to be the best version of yourself?
You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in.
Hello, my queens. Welcome back to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick. And today, you're going to stop feeling like a fraud and sell the fuck out of your offer so you can sell it the fuck out. Okay, so let's dive in, like, immediately. I recorded a reel a couple of weeks ago about how people don't get it until you're successful at it, right? Like this whole fucking online business thing. People don't get it until you're actually making money at it, and they're usually not very supportive until you're making money at it. There were so many comments and remarks from people in my family or even some of my friends where they just didn't get that I was trying to do this thing online, and they didn't really think that anything would come of it. And then when I really started making money and I was able to support myself at it, people were shocked. They were like, oh my God, I can't believe it's working and that you're doing well at it. But I never took it personally because it is a very non-conventional way to make money. But honestly, one of our really good friends, his younger brother, is a very big streamer online, and he makes multi-millions doing streaming. Okay, so there are a lot of non-conventional ways to make money nowadays, and just because people in your family or your friends don't get it, it is no reason not to do it. It's no reason to doubt it or think that it's not possible for you, because all you need to do is look to the industry and actually immerse yourself in the industry and see that there are people out here doing the damn thing every single month and making thousands of dollars. This is why it's also really important to put yourself into spaces and work with people who are doing the damn thing, who immerse themselves in this world each and every day, because it just gets you thinking about being in this world, right? You do start to adopt a lot of the thoughts and beliefs of whoever is around you. So if you don't have a place where you can go to nurture this business and your mindset behind running the business, then you're going to have a lot of negative perceptions and beliefs around the industry and what's possible for you. And I hope you find comfort in the fact that I'm saying, like, people don't get it until you're successful. I am not somebody who had a bunch of people rooting me on or anything like that. Like, people in my life genuinely weren't sure if this would ever take off or would ever be successful. And then once I actually started making money, they were like, oh, damn, right? And are still skeptical. There are still people in my family who are still skeptical, right? Even though it's been working for years. Another thing that you need to know to stop feeling like a fraud and sell your offers out today is to realize how many people are watching and listening without you even realizing it. When Spotify Wrapped came out, I was so surprised at the people that had me in their top 3 for their top podcast, because there are people I've never even heard of before that didn't even follow me on social media, but they sent me the screenshot of their Spotify freaking Wrapped, and I was like, their number 1 podcast that they listen to, or their number 2. And I was just so grateful to see this. And it reminded me, even though I can see the downloads on my podcast, they're insane. I think at the time I'm recording this, there was 111,000 podcast downloads since I started. And that's incredible, right? But you don't actually realize the amount of people that are being impacted by you. And the thing is, you can't keep track of it, because keeping track of it will actually make you so discouraged. If I simply focused on the people that were engaging with my content only, that were liking my stuff or commenting or engaging with Instagram stories, I would be depressed all the fucking time, because it's not a high number. But I also know that I have a podcast, I have a YouTube channel, my Instagrams are being seen and saved and looked at, same with my Instagram stories, from people that I don't even realize are watching, that are paying attention, that are listening, that are on the edge of working with me. And me paying attention to my fucking analytics and engagement is only going to bring me down and have me fucking water myself down, have me not take up as much space as I want to, and really questioning myself and my content. Your analytics and engagement don't tell the whole story about what's happening. I posted another Instagram post in December about how this one time I saw a thread of somebody saying you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not paying attention to your insights, to your analytics, and I could not disagree more. I needed to create a post about it because if I had listened to my analytics, if I had paid attention to my engagement, I would not have the multi six-figure business that I have now, over $700,000 in revenue. I would not have it, because if I would have paid attention to that low engagement, and like I started with 0 followers, right? I started with nobody paying attention to me. Again, I did not get a big influx of engagement. And if I would have listened and paid attention to all of that, I would not have the business that I have right now. And I know that somebody does not have to engage with my content for me to earn thousands of dollars. I know that when I've hired people to work with before, and even now, I am a silent consumer. I am not somebody that is liking everything and being up their ass when they're posting on Instagram stories, right? Like, I silently creep and then I reach out once I'm ready to go, right? And if we know that about ourselves, then why do we tell ourselves, well, if somebody isn't up my ass, I guess nobody cares, right? You have to care more than everybody else combined. And the same concept applies to the fact that nobody else is going to believe in you the way that you can. And even if they do, it's going to come across like, yeah, I believe in you, like nobody is going to give a fuck about your business more than you have to give a fuck about your business for it to thrive. And if you're seeking that validation, if you're looking for someone else to tell you you're going to be successful, that this is going to work, blah, 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 you're going to be very unhappy and probably not that successful, because leaders are visible, but they are revered in secret. They are people that other people are looking at, watching, paying attention to without you even realizing it. And that is where you need to hold your power. This is where you need to ground yourself into the fact that people are watching, that they are listening, that they're not going to be up your ass constantly for them to respect you or for them to see you as a leader or for them to pay you. And the only way you continue that, the only way that they continue to revere you as a leader, is for you to continuously show up and be seen in your power and to hold that power behind the scenes. Trust that no matter what, people are watching, they're listening, and they're getting closer and closer to working with you the more you show up and stand in that power. And then lastly, what I'm going to leave with you is to be in fucking integrity. Are you being the person that people pay thousands of dollars to behind the scenes, even if you haven't made $1 yet? Are you being the woman that leads other people in their journeys, whether that's a health journey, a relationship journey, a business journey? Do you respect the person that you are behind the scenes? Are you showing up as her when you create content, when you plan your quarter, when you're taking care of your health and your mindset, right? Like, for the longest time, I was like, I need to do EFT, I need to do EFT, I need to do it. But I would think of an excuse every single day until I was just like, you know what? The version of me that is making $30K a fucking month is doing EFT tapping every single day. So I started doing it every single day immediately again, right? It's just that simple shift. Are you showing up as her? And this makes such a huge difference when it comes to not feeling like a fraud, right? You are being in process. You are being in integrity with who you are presenting yourself to be, especially as somebody with a personal brand. Your behind the scenes is just as important, if not more important, than your in front of the scenes. Being a leader is leading even behind the scenes. That is going to help you feel like the baddest bitch and so in conviction and certain about yourself. And if you're having feelings of imposter syndrome or not being good enough, I'm not saying that you are a fraud, but what I am saying is, why wouldn't you want to improve yourself, right? Like, why wouldn't you want to be the best version of yourself? So work on it. Don't see it as a problem that like, oh my God, I'm a fraud. You're just having feelings of imposter syndrome and feeling like a fraud and not feeling good enough. It's not the truth. And how you rectify those feelings is you start fucking working on yourself behind the scenes and showing up as the person who has everything that you desire. So time to do a self-audit and check for yourself, where am I out of integrity when it comes to my health, my mindset, what I'm saying to other people for them to do and participate in that I'm not doing for myself. These things are huge, especially if mindset, emotions, belief are all a part of your brand as well. Like, are you really showing up as her behind the scenes? Are you showing yourself grace instead of shaming yourself? Are you working hard and doing what you need to do for the business instead of being lazy, not showing up for yourself and still expecting results? Your energy and your mindset are not going to lie when you go to sell your offers. And it is so much easier to sell out and to show up fucking powerfully when you feel powerful behind the scenes as well. So whether that's doing the money mindset work every single day so you can get into your power and sell, whether that's eating healthier, whether that's moving your body, be in integrity with yourself, with your goals, and with who you're becoming. And it will become so much easier for you to show up and sell with power and confidence. All right? I love you guys so much, and I will see you in February. Hey babe, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Screenshot it and put it on your stories and tag me at your coach Jill. And if you really love me, you'll rate and review the podcast. And if you screenshot it before you submit the review and send it to me, I will send you a free gift on me. If you want to take this work deeper, come and work with me in the From Imposter to Empowered program or the Real Deal Mastermind. And finally, if you want just a snippet of my work to feel what it's like to be in my world, then you need to buy my best-selling book, You're Not Special, and you can get that on Amazon. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week.